You who's trying to buy a house right now, I know exactly what you are going through, and I know exactly how much you are stressing. Right now, we are in a housing crisis. Things are so stressful. Demand is so high, and every single house that you fall in love with, you are getting outbid or beat on buying that house. Now, I know exactly where you're coming from because this happened exactly with me. And it wasn't 3 years ago, 10 years ago. It was a couple of months ago when I was trying to buy my house. Trying to buy a house that I just wanted to live in with my family. Trying to buy a house that I found was reasonable and made sense and is a good one. Just roaming around in this market, dealing with the crap all of you are having to deal with. So I understand exactly where you're coming from because I was once there. And in this video, I'm going to share with you some stories of how I lost about 4 to 5 houses that I absolutely fell in love with. But in the end, I ended up winning a house that I absolutely loved more than every other house, even though every time I lost the house, I was like, that was the house of my dreams. That was the house of my dreams. Until I officially got my house and I'm like, this is the house of my dreams. So guys, if you're going through that, I'm going to share with you some stories of what I had to go through as a real estate agent and still losing. And hopefully this is going to pick you up and let you realize that there is an opportunity and you will find what you want to find. Now let's get right into it. Just real quick before I dive into it, 2 things I'm going to ask from you. Number 1, hit the like button if you get any value. And number 2, join the Discord. It is for free. We talk every day about real estate, money, and business. We have almost 600 members. You can ask away anything. I'll be there to answer and other people will be there to answer. So make sure you go in the link in the description and join our Discord and let's get started officially. So here I go wanting to buy myself a house. Now, not a house that I would buy, fix and flip or buy and rent out, buy or wholesale or just any of that stuff. No, a house I was gonna buy and live in with my family. And I was like, it's time, let me go and let me start looking. And as I was a real estate agent, I was looking around in the areas every single day anyways for clients. And I'm like, let me just start putting myself on my own list with my own requirements, my own requests, what I want. And every single day, a house would drop, I would quickly go see it. House would drop, I would quickly go see it. House would drop, I would quickly go see it. If it made sense and it was where I wanted it to be. Now, as these houses were coming on the market, they were flying off the shelves. It was not easy to go see them because there's already so many people who are booking to see them. And most importantly, keep in mind, I purchased my house in December of 2020. So like around December 15, December 20 of 2020. So the market was on fire. But as I was searching, I didn't even think it was going to get even more on fire, which it is today, which is even crazier than when it was when I was searching. But even when I was searching, I was still losing houses. I was still not able to win them. Now, I want you to think of something real quick. Imagine you are a real estate agent. You know the ins, you know the outs, you know how to write contracts, you know how to talk to agents, you know how to negotiate, you know how to get more info than usual. You know how to get yourself into the deal. And yet, knowing all of that, I was still losing. I was putting offers $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 over asking price. Me. Now, if you watch my channel, I preach what I do. I tell you, if you can afford to buy a house, you can deal with a downturn, you have the finances even after purchase, even after closing costs, even after furniture purchases, you can still survive, then make the move. Other people say, I'm waiting for a crash, and I'm like, you're good. If you want to wait for the crash, if it even comes like you're saying, that's cool, you can do that as well. But I preach what I do, and I still bought in a very hot market, and I still got the house that I wanted to get. Now, keep in mind, a house that I want to live in is not an investment. I do not look at it in any aspect as an investment. I literally look at it as something I'm going to enjoy, something I'm going to have a family in, something I'm going to grow in. I do not look at it as an investment. If I want to build a pool, I'll build it. If I want to build a 4th car garage, I'll do it. If I want to add a patio or a shed or something in the back, I'll do it. If I want to extend the concrete and make a huge, beautiful oasis or nice walkway, I'll do it. I'm not going to calculate, oh, this is not going to give me returns on the sale or on the rent after I move out to another house. I don't care. It's a house I live in to enjoy, not an investment. There's many who's going to disagree and many who will agree, but that's just how I look at it. Everybody looks at their own portfolio, their own investments, their own way of doing business different, but I don't look at it as an investment. So even if I overpaid by 50,000, 100,000, I personally don't care. If I was happy, I was in the market at that time, if I had the money, if I was ready, if I fell in love with it, I don't care. Of course, I'm going to play it smart. I'm going to try to save money. I'm going to try to get a good deal. I'm going to make sure I go in aggressive and really try to make sure that I'm not overspending if I don't have to. But at the end of the day, if I had to pay 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand more, I don't care. If I fell in love with it, I'm getting it. That's just me. You might be like, no, I'm going to wait for the market to go down and it's overpriced and inflated. That's cool, but I'm just telling you about me. So the first house that hit the market, I put 10K over, I lost it. Second house, I put like 15K over, I lost it. Third house, I put like $22,000 over, I lost it. In fact, as I was doing these deals, I was doing everything in the contract with no inspections, waiving appraisals, making sure I'm putting high earnest, making sure I cover all the seller's costs, all of that. And I was still losing even after being an agent and knowing the insides and talking to the agents, telling them that I'm the buyer myself. Now, every single house that I lost, I was like, that is my dream home. I'm gonna be broken if I lose it. And then I would lose, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, are you kidding me? How did I just lose this? I did everything literally that I needed to do. How in the world did I just lose this house? Now, there are some houses too that the agents were sketchy. I'm gonna be honest with you. The agent said that my offer was the strongest. I put such a strong offer. I mean, even if somebody were to beat it, they couldn't beat it. Even if they wanted to beat it, that's how strong it was. And the agent was being shady on the reply, saying, you're in the top 3, you're doing great, send over this, send over that, here's the paperwork, here's what you need to do. And then out of nowhere, oh, I'm sorry, we have another offer who came in stronger. Even after they said the deadline was this, I somehow got beat after the deadline, and they ended up going with that buyer. And then when I noticed the house actually sold and it went on the market as sold, I noticed that the agent was representing the seller and was representing the buyer. So that agent, she got a full 6% commission. All right? She repped both sides. So she threw me out the deal, even though I am confident I was the strongest, because at the sale, it even wrote the sales price. I was above it by $2,000, right? Now the agent's gonna be like, it was terms, they had something stronger, better, they closed quicker. All that is a bunch of crap. Sometimes agents screw you over, and I, as an agent, got screwed by another agent for my personal house. But I'm not gonna vent to you about that. I'm sharing with you the deals that I lost. Now, then the fourth house I looked at, I was like, I'm in love with it. I put an offer for about $26,000, $27,000 over. I spoke to the agent. The agent was very just annoying to deal with. Some agents, to be honest, if you're an agent, be a cool agent. Don't be annoying. Don't be a nerd. Don't be somebody who's just arrogant. Be chill. Communicate. Talk. Make it fun. Some agents just don't. You just don't even want to deal with them. But anyways, I called that agent and I was like, look, it's for my family. I'm the buyer. I'm the agent. I deal with this. I know this. I'm not going to delay anything. I'm on top of it. All of that to give confidence. And somehow he's like, okay, I'll present it, etc. And I really, really wanted the house. 8 p.m. comes and he sends an email and he goes, I'm sorry, we had a stronger offer than you. When I'm like, I literally gave you everything and I was transparent and you told me we were very strong. How do you now have a stronger offer? I got so irritated, right? And I just didn't believe that he was translating the deal that I sent them, the contract that I sent them, the right way, or he even presented it. I felt like he was trying to get the full 6% and he had somebody from the other side that he was bringing. 7 a.m. came the next day. I was knocking on the owner's door. And I don't even know, to be honest, if I'm crazy for doing that or if I should have even done that, but I just didn't trust that agent was going to deliver the message or even show my offer because he was going to get more money. It happens. There are crooks out there. So I knocked and I was like, look, I'm the one who placed an offer on your house. I'm trying to buy your house. What's the number that you want? I'm willing to put that number right now. Just tell me, throw a number and I'm willing to put it. How did I lose? This is what I placed. Did your agent even show you that offer? Weren't we the strongest? And long story short, he tells me come in the house and we sat 45 minutes talking. We actually went and I broke down everything and I told him what I'm gonna give him and I gave him confidence in everything and I told him relay this message to your agent and let him know I'm ready to deal. Long story short, believe it or not, As soon as I left, the owner messages me back because I took his number, and he's like, hey, the agent just told me that we already signed contract with the other person. I guess that he signed it, the other person signed it, and he didn't have it executed yet because the buyers were still going to sign one correction, but he didn't think they were going to sign it until he called him and told him wait and hold off, but they ended up signing it. It was complicated. And I'm like, okay. So there you go. I lost the 4th house. 5th house, I ended up, I think it was the 5th house that I actually put an offer on, but this house, which is the one that I'm living in right now, this house, I actually got to win it before it even hit the market. I saw the sign in front of the house. I saw that it was coming soon, and I said, oh my God, I am not gonna wait. I message the agent. I tell the agent I want the house. Can I go see it before it hits actual live on the market? The agent's like, no, you can't. And I'm like, oh my God, I am not losing this house. I draft up the contract. I send a full offer without even seeing the house. Next day, they see the offer. They're like, okay, this guy is ready to deal. And the next day I go to the house. They let me see it before it even hits the market. I walk it, everything. I'm like, I want it. And I seal the deal. Now keep in mind, it's before it hit the market. If it hit the market, guaranteed it would have been 20, 30, 40 grand over asking price. So you could say I already got a deal. I got into the door. I even negotiated during option period, which I asked for an option period on this one because I never saw it. And long story short, I ended up winning the house that I wanted. Even though I thought I wanted the other 4 houses, God made it to make it this house and this to be the house. So it's crazy. For all of you who are in the market, you're doubting, you're wondering, you're stressing, you're concerned. Should I buy a house now? Should I buy a house later? I'm losing so many offers. I don't know what to do. It's driving me nuts. I was in your position. It was tough, but I kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And at the end of the day, you lose that house that you love, the 2nd house, the 3rd house that you love. There's always going to be a better house, a nicer house in a nicer area that you don't know of. And when it hits the market and you see it, that's when you fall in love. And remember, God always picks what's best for you. Have the good intentions and go in there looking for the best for you and your family, and it's going to work out. I was like, let me just share this with you. The housing market, the housing crisis, what we're dealing with, how stressful it is, how I can feel with you, how I had to go through it as well, and how I'm always here to help you guys with anything that you need help with or any questions that you have. That's what I'm here for. I'm a real estate agent 24/7, 365. I do about 80% commercial real estate, 20% residential, just for in-house, just for referrals. I don't hunt the business, but I also do it for myself personally a lot. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, you like the story sharing, you like the value that I give, hit the like button and subscribe. I upload 3 times a week, and join the Discord. Links in the description. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'm out.